borders, carve into an airport ready to take you into an unparalleled beauty with a booming tourism industry and flowering natural resources that make the title Pearl of the Antilles quite fitting. That's much of what makes up the content for today's Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson and I'll take you through those details after we see what's happening in the news today.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, January 12. The 2021-2022 budget has been increased by $25.8 billion. The figure was tabled in the second supplementary estimates by Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke in the House of Representatives yesterday. This increase brings the overall budget to $893 billion, which only affects the recurrent side. The capital budget remains unchanged.
Recurrent programs at $296 billion. Above the line, $276 billion, and below the line, $19.99 billion. Capital at $54.2 billion, and public debt service at $297.7 billion. The additional expenditure will be financed through $11.2 billion in additional revenue flows, $5.3 billion in additional loan receipts, and utilization of an additional $9.2 billion from prior year cash resources.
Of the $25.8 billion, $8.2 billion will fund non-debt recurring expenditures, while $17.6 billion will go towards debt servicing. Dr. Clarke says provisions are also being made to pay wage increases for public sector workers, support the COVID-19 care package for the vulnerable, and address compensation for healthcare workers. The additional funds will also cover premium payment for the Catastrophe Fund and maturing guaranteed debt of the National Water Commission and the Central Wastewater Treatment Company.
These represent the major adjustments that have necessitated the second supplementary estimates. However, there are a number of other expenses that we're seeking to address through the supplementary, such as additional requirements for the Ministry of National Security and the police, support to the National Solid Waste Management Authority, and bank charges related to the operations of the PATH program.
The Ministry of Education will be rolling out its recently announced Yard to Yard Find the Child initiative soon. The program will identify, locate, and re-engage the roughly 40% of students who have not reported to in-person or online schools since the start of the new term.
This initiative will operate for 3 months, January to March 2022. Through this initiative, 580 youth workers under the HOPE program and 108 social workers will be engaged to complement the school-based teams of 478 public schools island-wide to go yard to yard to help to find our students and to re-engage them with their schools so that they can continue their learning.
The minister was speaking in Parliament on Tuesday. She says the ministry will also be rolling out a Family Connect app to support data collection and the reporting processes. All public schools are now engaged in the re-verification process of their unaccounted for students.
The ministry is currently in the process of exporting data of over 15,000 unaccounted students submitted by 294 schools into this app, and we will begin to work with these families immediately. We will be taking an interministerial approach to respond to the needs of these targeted families.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says government is making every effort to ensure that the school environment is as safe as possible for students and teachers. While acknowledging that the return to in-person instruction is not without risks, Mr. Holness says remaining home has had a devastating impact on learning.
Of all the negative impacts of the pandemic, this is the one I worry about the most. The learning lost to our children is incalculable, and we cannot afford to keep our children out of school any longer.
Even as measures are in place to safeguard students at school, Mr. Holness is imploring parents and guardians to closely monitor their children and keep them home if they are unwell.
This is the only way we will be able to keep the infection rate down in our schools.
The current COVID-19 containment measures have been extended for another 2 weeks, until January 27. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the disclosure Tuesday during a sitting of the House of Representatives.
This means that the curfew hours will remain at 10 p.m. nightly to 5 a.m. the following morning until 5 a.m. on January 28, 2022. All the other measures will also remain unchanged.
Mr. Holness says the measures are in line with government's gradual reopening of the economy, indicating that the restrictions would have been eased had it not been for the current fourth wave of COVID-19 infections. The infection positivity rate now stands at 58.6%, while hospitalizations are also increasing, pointing to the disproportionate number of unvaccinated being hospitalized for the coronavirus. Mr. Holness is appealing to citizens to get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated, strengthen your immune system, follow the protocols, and let us all learn to live with this virus. That is the only way we will defeat it.
26% of Jamaicans have so far received at least one dose of a vaccine. And finally, Prime Minister Andrew Holness is reiterating that the restructuring of his cabinet was done in part to increase efficiency and properly execute the people's mandate. The reconstituted cabinet includes a Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, as well as a new Attorney General in former Contractor General Dr. Derek McCoy.
And what we have sought to do in restructuring the government is to ensure that the legal, constitutional and justice arm is so structured that it can have a greater rate of efficiency and turnover in terms of the development of legislation, the passage of legislation, the review of legislation, the necessary reforms that have to be done, the giving of advice, so that all other ministries of government can see an acceleration in their pace of delivering on the mandate that the people gave us in September 2020.
The new cabinet and Attorney General were sworn in by Governor General Sir Patrick Allen at a virtual ceremony on Tuesday. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Jamaica's COVID-19 vaccination plan is still in effect. If you wish to make an appointment, please do so online by visiting moh.gov.jm or by calling 888-663-5683. Vaccination still a keep. Go get your jab today.
Jamaica continues its leading position as one of the world's top online searches for travel destinations. That's largely because of efforts by government to keep the tourism sector thriving. Despite the continued pandemic, 2021 was a good year for the industry, and we have the highlights.
Diligence, hard work, and unity shown by our tourism stakeholders over the last 18 months is paying off as we rebuild a safe, seamless, and secure destination, and brand Jamaica reclaims its competitive position in the global market.
The recovery of tourism in 2021 meant tackling the COVID-19 pandemic head-on. A tourism vaccination task force was established, and by October, approximately 60% of industry workers had received at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine.
The vaccination of tourism workers is key to the tourism's full recovery.
As part of a key strategy to reposition the industry amid the global pandemic, the Jamaica Center of Tourism Innovation continued the training of thousands of hospitality workers, and the first cohort of high school students completed training in the Hospitality and Tourism Management program.
and are ready to take up entry-level jobs in tourism.
The Tourism Product Development Company, TPDCO, issued over 1,000 COVID-19 protocol compliance certificates to businesses within the industry. And for the ground transport operators who help keep the industry mobile, relief was provided.
I'm pleased to announce that we have provided $70 million from the Tourism Enhancement Fund through the Jamaica National Small Business to be on lend to enable each of those to have $1 million at 0% interest. So as we recover stronger and better, we are recovering with everybody and not leaving anyone behind.
We're making all efforts to ramp up our marketing.
The Jamaica Tourist Board launched its My Heartbeats Jamaica microsite, a one-stop shop for persons to plan their romantic getaways in Jamaica. And the Tourism Product Development Company launched the Explore Jamaica app, giving locals and visitors access to information on licensed and COVID-19 compliant tourist entities within the 6 resort areas.
And this mobile application then is another step in the direction of continued change and innovation.
Jamaica's tourism sector is ripe for investment.
As confidence in the industry's recovery grew, a number of private sector investments took shape.
Our goal to dramatically increase the number of hotel rooms is still on track. And I can safely say that 90% of the planned investment are still on target.
Government-led investments included a $150 million budgetary allocation to begin preliminary work on the comprehensive upgrading of the Montego Bay Hip Strip. As part of TPDCO's Spruce Up Pandicana program, the historic Trenchtown Entertainment Park was refurbished. And on November 14, cruise passengers from the Emerald Princess enjoyed a soft launch of the $700 million Falmouth Artisan Village, being financed by the TEF. The flight log recorded a steady stream of new and returning airlines in 2021. Montego Bay welcomed inaugural Frontier Airlines flights from 3 U.S. cities, Miami, Atlanta, and Orlando. Direct flights were also introduced from Curacao, the Swiss financial city of Zurich, and Frankfurt, Germany. Destination Jamaica also witnessed the return of Air Canada and Condor from Frankfurt, Germany.
Our arrival figures are climbing. Airlift for the winter season is looking good. Stopover arrivals to date now stands at 1.2 million. We are excited about the prospects of this managed return of cruise.
Ending a 17-month hiatus caused by the pandemic, Jamaica welcomed its first cruise visitor on August 16. After the arrival of the Carnival Sunrise vessel at the Ocho Rios Cruise Terminal, others would follow. By the end of the year, cruise visits were made to every major port of call in Jamaica.
And since cruise shipping resumed in August, we have welcomed over 36,000 cruise passengers, while our earnings, Madam Speaker, are now at the $1.5 billion mark. Jamaica is well on its way to recovery.
The Ministry of Tourism recovering stronger together in 2021 and beyond.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness in 2021, protecting the population from COVID-19 while advancing the vision of healthcare for development.
The government of Jamaica, and by extension the people of Jamaica, will benefit from the implementation of a new primary care model, development of a 5-year investment plan for the upgrade, replacement of medical equipment, development and implementation of an infrastructure, building and equipment maintenance program.
Catch the review Thursday, January 13 inside Jamaica Magazine.
Your point of entry to the capital city of Jamaica, the Norman Manley International Airport, is still open. But as you pack with the COVID-19 protocols in mind, just before you venture off, here are the offerings of this gateway.
Welcome to the Norman Manley International Airport, your gateway to the Caribbean and the Americas. It's Jamaica's principal business and visiting friends and relatives access point, providing a wide range of services and amenities to meet the needs of the most discerning traveler. The Norman Manley International Airport provides a distinctly Jamaican experience and is a first-class facility characterized by efficiency. Through the departures experience, travelers have access to the fully automated Park and Fly extended parking facility. The Red Cap Porter service, which provides courteous luggage assistance from the curb to the ticketing counter. Spacious, inviting, and modern, the ticketing hall provides services from 13 airlines. And for convenience, the automated self-service easy check-in reduces wait time. Savor your last moments in capital Kingston by relaxing with family and friends, or with a memorabilia from the photo station. From the ticketing hall, the Norman Manley International Airport provides 3 access points to the Upper Departures Lounge and Club Kingston, the award-winning VIP lounge. Choice, convenience, comfort. The Departures Lounge provides an all-inclusive package reflecting Destination Jamaica. Through the variety of savory and spicy meals, specialty duty-free shops, and the airport art displays, a positive passenger experience is created. Club Kingston provides a secluded relaxation space for both leisure and business. The lounge affords a cultural experience reflecting Jamaican hospitality and luxury. Similar services can be accessed through the Club Kingston VIP Arrivals Lounge. Local and international travelers have the opportunity to acquire, select high-quality goods at exceptional prices through expanded duty-free shopping to either grab that memorabilia that defines a milestone or a gift for that special someone. Nine jet bridges welcome the world to Kingston Central. Arriving passengers first embrace the warm tropical climate as they walk through the 2-level passenger pier, which separates arriving and departing passengers in keeping with international security protocols. The passenger pier provides access to immigration and customs services available 24 hours daily. For convenience, a customer service post is on site and automated check-in options. To guarantee minimal delays in the customs procedure, 3 processing options are provided. Nothing to declare, items to declare, and passengers for special consideration, including children, the disabled, and elderly. These areas are color-coded for ease of identification. Travelers can access support services through the hospitality desks located in the transportation hall. Ground transportation, car rental, tour operators, and hotel accommodations can be arranged through this multi-purpose facility. The arrivals forecourt provides an aesthetically pleasing environment with covered seating, a food court, and bar. It is here that passengers are greeted with a true island experience. a very cool jelly coconut from the Jelly Man. Located on a picturesque peninsula and bordered by the 7th largest natural harbor in the world, the Norman Manley International Airport continues to provide modern air travel conveniences with 14 aircraft gates, which can accommodate the Boeing 747-400, 2 remote stands, and multi-level departures concourse. Based on its strategic location, Norman Manley International Airport is capitalizing on air freight services through its state-of-the-art cargo and logistics center. This allows the airport to contribute to Jamaica's increasing role in the global air cargo trade. Safety and security is priority for the Norman Manley International Airport. The advanced security system for passenger and luggage screening is part of the layered approach adopted to ensure passengers are safely transported to and from their destinations. Effective, safe, and reliable general aviation services are also key to enhancing the traveler's experience and expectations. From arrival to departure, a high level of management systems and processes ensure that the general aviation services provided are equivalent to worldwide standards. For over 70 years, with over 130 international flights per week, the Norman Manley International Airport remains committed to providing travelers with an exceptional Jamaican experience through its world-class transportation hub. One capital, 2 coasts, 1 connection. The Norman Manley International Airport is your Kingston gateway to the world.
While you're here, high on our list of must-see places are the island's public gardens. In our next feature, enthralling and captivating scenes await you at the Cinchona and Hope Gardens.
They offer a large serving of nature with a dash of history and science. Public gardens, created and maintained to educate Jamaicans on the importance of plant life. They also provide free green spaces to enjoy the benefits of the great outdoors. There are 4 such spaces on the island, all supported by the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries. And after making our way through Bath and trekking through Castleton in the first part of our journey, we're now 4,800 feet above sea level. The Cinchona Botanical Gardens, located in the cool, moist hills of East Rural St. Andrew.
Cinchona was first established in 1868 by the then Governor Sir John Peter Grant. At that time, the gardens was used as an experimental location. Various plants from other European countries were brought here for medicinal purposes, like the eucalyptus, the camphor, and other herbs are grown up here.
Cinchona is unique as it is the only garden in the Caribbean at such a high elevation.
Cinchona got its name at the time when there was a malaria infestation on the island, and that Cinchona plant was brought to Jamaica by a governor of Peru. The Cinchona plant was used to cure the malaria by way of extracting the bark of the plant and transforming that into quinine. and they use that to work on the malaria.
There are no conservation programs at Syncona, but if you're feeling adventurous, make the hike and study an array of exotic plants on location, including the almost 200-year-old hoop pine. Our journey ends at the largest green space in the Kingston metropolitan area. Though run by the non-governmental organization Nature Preservation Foundation, it still receives a subsidy from the government and is free to the public.
Hope Gardens comprises of 260 acres stretching from Old Hope Road to Skyline Drive, but the actual gardens is mainly 60 active acres. The garden was a gift to Major Richard Hope, who was part of the contingency of Pennant Venables who came to conquer the island in about 1655 when the English invaded and took over from the Spanish.
Hope was an experimental site. They introduced exotic plants here and replanted them on the island once successfully propagated. Offspring of these plants remain in the garden.
We have the cannonball tree, which is native to the Amazon rainforest, that bears a fruit that takes 18 months to ripe, and it also weighs about 15 pounds. We also have the sausage tree, and that fruit can weigh anywhere between 15 to 27 pounds, and it really does look like a huge German sausage. The tree is native to West Africa, in Senegal.
Hope is vital in the conservation of the island's wildlife and flora.
We have a particular project in which we go to the cockpit country and get endemic plants, take them back to Hope Gardens, grow them and reintroduce them into the wild. The zoo also has a world-famous iguana project in which they have rediscovered the local Jamaican iguana, bred them successfully in captivity, and have introduced over 400 native iguanas into the hills of Hellshire.
This garden is usually bustling with activities. Family gatherings, professional photography, and school excursions are among the popular happenings.
The Chinese Garden is also a special place within the Hope Gardens. It was a gift, a $3 million gift from the People's Republic of China to the people and government of Jamaica.
I like about Hope Gardens is that you are free. You can do anything you want. You can paint, you can play, you can go to the zoo, like see the animals.
My group came here because we have a history group project. We thought that coming to the Hope Gardens would be a good idea, especially on a Sunday, because on a Sunday it's quiet and I think it's very conducive to practice. There's greenery and it's an open space. So, you get a nice fresh breath of air while you're here, and it's, I think it helps you to focus more on what you need to do.
Hope Gardens is a getaway for persons wanting a break from the hustle and bustle of city life. A visit to public gardens provides this opportunity. Nature beckons. What are you waiting for?
We hope that you've learned something because, well, that's as much as we could share with you today. But we're here every day, working, compiling, and preparing to share with you. So join us again tomorrow for more Jamaica Magazine. There's even a way to catch and watch a recap of today's episode by visiting our YouTube channel. Also, keep up with us by visiting our website and follow us on our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages. From all of us here at the GIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Stay safe and catch us again tomorrow.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.